Welcome, everybody, back to the Nuggets of Gold podcast and YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Josh Norman. Now, the 49ers just signed him a few minutes ago. He's going to be, probably that last cornerback on the roster after Ambry Thomas and Diamador Lenore. Dante Johnson did not make the roster, so we kind of thought he was going to be that, veteran at the end of the roster. It sounds like Josh Norman's going to be that guy. Now, Josh Norman, huge name. Back in 2015 on the Panthers, he had when they made that Super Bowl run, he was a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. He had 4 picks, 2 touchdowns that year. He was just a absolute lockdown corner, really really good in that season. Also had probably one of the most fun cornerback wide receiver matchups that we've seen in a long time when he went off against Odell Beckham on a Sunday afternoon, and that was a really cool game. So if you guys remember that. That kind of got Josh Norman really big, even though Odell did get the best of him that day. At this point, Josh Norman, and I don't try to be disrespectful to a guy that one-time defensive player of the year candidate, but he's just really not that great of a player anymore. He played last year on the Bills, routinely kind of getting picked on outside. He was a little bit better than he was the year before in 2019 on the Redskins at that time now football team. But on Washington, after he signed a big deal with Washington after he got franchise tagged by the Panthers after that 2015 year. Then they ended up revoking it, letting him go into free agency. The Niners actually almost signed him, which is pretty funny. And I wanted them to sign him because he was so good in 2015. In hindsight, you don't want to do it would have been a bad move because for Washington it was not a good move. But they let him go, and then he wasn't very good on Washington, and so I wouldn't really expect a ton out of him, this time around. But it is a veteran player on the back end of the roster, kind of to maybe mentor Ambry Thomas, Diamador Lenore, even Emmanuel Mosley is not a very old player. So you have K'Wan Williams as this older guy, you have Jason Verrett, and now you have Josh Norman. So I think that's why they make the move here. I hope we don't see Josh Norman play, just because when he's been out there, it hasn't looked good. I remember last year, Derrick Henry stiff-armed him to the ground, and he wasn't a very good player in coverage either. So just not quite the guy that he once was. As a reserve, I think that's all right. I don't think he's going to take playing time away from either Ambry Thomas or Diamador Lenore. And Ambry Thomas has even struggled. I would much rather see Ambry Thomas on the field than I would Josh Norman at this point. But I do get the signing just from in terms of this is a veteran piece, but I wouldn't expect anything crazy from him. But that's going to do it for today. So thank you all for watching, and we'll talk about the 49ers tomorrow. So thank you.